chance to see John over the weekend, and he's looking good for all of you who are rooting for John to get back. There's John Stockton, and that kid is one heck of a basketball player.
Well, he's the ideal middleman on a fast break, and he ended up with 27 assists last night. A big, big basketball game for him in the assist department. Puts him right up there with the most ever. I think he ends up number 2 in the assist department on the road. But he is capable of igniting his ball club with good passes and lots of attack angles to the hoop. So he runs the fast break as a middleman as well as anybody in the league, perhaps equal to Magic.
Let's pick up the rest of the starting lineups here with Andy Jick.
UCLA, 7'4", number 53, Mark Eaton.
And this guy, every time I stand next to him, I just marvel at how tall he is.
Carolina, 6'5", number 30, Blue Edwards.
Here's a guy that's really been coming into his own.
32, Karl Malone. Trainer of the Jazz is Don Sparks. Assistant coaches, Gordon Chiesa and Phil Johnson. Head coach of the Jazz, Jerry Sloan. And now introducing the Boston Celtics. At guard from Pepperdine, 6'4", number 3, Dennis Johnson. The other guard is from Dayton, 6'6", and number 4, Jim Paxson. The center is from Centenary, 7 foot 1/2 inch, number 00, Robert Parrish. At forward from Villanova, 6'9", number 54, Ed Pinckney. And at the other forward from Indiana State, 6'9", number 33, Larry Bird.
You know, Mike, this Utah team really presents some difficult matchups for the Celtics. Quickness matchups. Quickness problems in the matchups for the Celtics.
Celtic coaching staff, Jimmy Rogers, Chris Ford, Lanny Van Eman. And the officials for tonight, the veteran Jack Madden, Jim Clark in the middle, and Nolan Fine on the right. Nice to see Jack getting back up and down the floor.
The first thing that really is of concern to Jimmy Rogers is how do you stop John Stockton from penetrating?
This copyrighted program is presented by the authority of the NBA and the Boston Celtics. Thank you for letting me get this in. And is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written permission of the NBA, the Boston Celtics, and Sports Channel is prohibited. Announcers on the broadcast selected by Sports Channel and approved by the Celtics.
Well, the next key matchups are who's going to play the real quick forward in Edwards. And then the other guy's got to play an exceedingly quick power forward in the mailman. So 3 difficult, quick matchup problems for the Celtics.
The Jazz looking to make history. Malone throws the pass away. Larry Bird is going to be covered by the rookie Blue Edwards. Stockton's on DJ. Eaton, of course, on Parrish. Malone on Pinckney, and that's a handful for Eddie Pinckney, who tries to go right at him, and Malone strips him out of bounds, and it went off Pinckney's hand.
Good play by Malone that time as Pinckney made his move on the baseline and showed Malone the ball.
And Pinckney gets a hand on the backdoor attempt to Hansen, so the Jazz have turned it over the first 2 trips. Pinckney outside. Rebound to Edwards.
Well, Ed Pinckney was up on the wing, hustling his tail.
Stockton, good look inside from Malone.
Oh, boy, he just bowled Ed Pinckney over, and that's not unique to Ed Pinckney. He does it to everybody.
Bird runs Edwards into a screen. Can't hit the jumper. Rebound to Stockton. He'll take it up the middle himself. He's got Edwards with him. Finds Edwards. He's got 2.
Well, a quick forward out on the wing that can shoot a jump shot, that will present problems That will make the initial defense of the Celtics against the fast break spread out a little bit to go out and stop that type of play.
John Stockton, 2 assists on the first 2 baskets. Eaton slaps it away from Parrish. Here's Stockton again. 3-on-2 break. Pull up Stockton.
Well, 3 fast breaks work perfectly.
We sure do. 6-zip Jazz. We'll be back. 3 of 3 from the floor and have a 6-point lead. 10:16 to go. Jimmy Rogers, that 22nd timeout. Let's see what the Celtics go to on this offensive trip, Tony.
Very difficult for the Celtics to get any fast breaks against a much quicker team who can get back much quicker on defense. So they're going to be forced more and more to a half-court offense.
Bird pops out. Got 2.
Well, Eaton jumped out, but it didn't dissuade Bird. He just used that long arm as a sight.
Malone just powers it up. Eaton is there on the weak side, but Bird came up with the loose ball. Up ahead, Pinckney running the floor. Nice catch.
Well, Bird with his head up and a good hard run by Ed Pinckney, rewarded with a hoop.
That's what you like to see Ed Pinckney doing, right?
I think that's one of the best things he can do for this ball club to help him out is get it up the court fast.
Stockton to Malone. We'll hear that a lot tonight. Malone buries the turnaround. Malone has a pretty complete arsenal, doesn't he?
Oh, he sure does, boy. You have to go out. He can put it on the floor, too. You know, he can beat you with quickness.
Bird got the bump and hit the jumper.
Needless to say, the Celtics will always, I think, this season will need a very good shooting game from Larry Bird. So far, he's off to a good start.
Stockton just gets it inside. Very clever little pass, and Malone is stripped by Pinckney. Bird left it for DJ. DJ, good look for Pinckney. Rebound of Hansen up to Stockton. Celtics are back.
Well, intimidated by the big guy in Utah.
Robert Parrish picks up the foul as he bumped Karl Malone to the floor. Well, they give it to Ed Pinckney.
Bird tries to make the steal.
Yep.
And there's Ed Pinckney bumping into Karl Malone, who never really did get back on defense when Pinckney, well, he probably had a half-court length of run on him. A long run back for Pinckney to get back to Malone.
This guy looks like he was chiseled from a piece of marble. Shot those free throws like he was made of marble, too. Blue Edwards, the near steal on Bird. Larry will take it.
Looked off one defender, looked to see if somebody else was coming at him, and beautifully behind the shot that time. The legs, the arm, the body. Good rhythm.
8-2 run for the Celtics here off that timeout to get them back even. Malone directing traffic, just a handoff to Hansen. 4 different members of the Jazz have scored. They're up 2. 7:45 to go here in the first.
So far, they're playing one-on-one against Karl Malone. Not much help for Ed Pinckney when Malone's down in that low post.
Bird again.
Well, they're working that play to death. And Blue Edwards is getting an introduction to fighting his way through picks. Not too successful so far.
Stockton on the drive keeps it alive. Edwards will try. Blues got 4. Hansen's over on Bird this trip. Larry wants the ball. Hansen's got him wrapped up.
Good look by Pinckney as Paxson made the cut to the foul line. And good catch and shot by Paxson.
Malone just wants to go. Pinckney the block out of bounds.
Malone looked a little confused that time as Ed Pinckney really took away that strong move to the middle.
Timeout with 6:49 to go in the first. We're even at 12. 12 here with 6:49 to go in the first. Mike Gorman along with Tom Heinsohn, John Stockton, doing what he does best, and that's finding Karl Malone.
Well, a little flip pass inside to Karl Malone. The Celtics allowing Ed Pinckney to go one-on-one. He took away the strong move, but look at that overpowering ability that once he turns his shoulders on a defender, he can get the shot off.
Larry Bird, 4 of 5 from the floor here in the early shoot.
Well, little up fake, raises the man, and that is a good sign to take a blow and then score after it, because he's been having trouble, in my opinion, with balance. And everything seems to be a lot better in line right now in shooting. Everything is following through to the basket. You start with the legs, and that's where I thought the problem really originated this season, in his legs. It's quite natural after the injury he had.
Bird picks it off the turnover. DJ trying to leave it for Larry. Flips it to Pinckney. That was intended for Paxson, but Bird drilled it anyway. I don't think Larry knew Paxson was right behind him. Larry seems to be playing with a purpose here.
Well, he's a very competitive guy, and I'm sure that article, somebody must have given it to him, and he'll respond. He's that competitive.
Malone wants to go again. Stockton's little runner goes down.
Now that's the problem. Will this little guy be able to penetrate all night long, get into the defense? Doesn't look like many of the Celtics are going to help on the penetration against Stockton, so Dennis got to control him one-on-one.
Bird's going to work on Hansen this time. A fall away. Eaton clears. Stockton up quick to Malone. Look out. And Jim Paxson made sure.
As fast as Ed Pinckney is, Karl Malone left him in the dust. This man is the fastest power forward I've ever seen. Look how far out in front he is of Ed Pinckney. And I'm telling you, Ed Pinckney was motoring up there as fast as he could. I mean, Malone is the type of power forward that if he gets one step, he'll accelerate it into 5 steps by the time he gets to the other end of the court. He, as he mentioned in the pregame show, loves to rebound and get in the lane and be rewarded with a layup. And Stockton loves to give it to him. It's almost like a signature play of this ball club, much like Dr. J used to be for the 76ers.
Kevin McHale is checked in. One day past his 32nd birthday. Eaton right out on Parrish. Robert goes anyway. Rebound to Hansen. Bird knocked down on the way up the floor. Delaney Rudd trying to skip a pass through to Thurl Bailey, who just checked in.
I'd say while Ed Pinckney was in this ball game for a little over 6 minutes, and he was pretty effective in what he was doing.
Malone, tough shot. Eaton. Bailey's able to knock it down.
Well, now you've got a quick forward that's going to be almost as tall as Bird, with a lot more experience. And will Larry Bird be able to take Thurl Bailey apart?
DJ trying to make the pass into McHale. Dennis wide open. Continues to bury that jump shot when they give it to him.
Excellent read by McHale to wait for one double to evaporate, and then the second one that appeared hit Dennis Johnson wide open at the foul line.
Jazz by 2. DJ's out on Rudd. Eaton kicks it back to Rudd and then gets it back for the hook shot. He is shooting that ball down when he shoots it. McHale, the fall away. And Hansen's there again. Hansen's doing a nice job on the defensive board. Bailey wants to post up Bird. Now he goes to the other side. Malone comes in. Bailey will launch one. Bird's the rebound. Celtics a chance to tie this trip down to 18-16. Picked off by Malone. Rudd calls the play with 3:35 to go in the first. clear a side for Delaney Rudd.
And they're trying to play a little 2-on-2 basketball, work on Bird on the inside.
Paxson the reach-in foul from behind.
Good double team that time by Paxson. Attack from the baseline. I'm sure Bailey didn't even know it was developing. Just a little bit too aggressive on the steal by Paxson.
Darryl Griffith will check in, and Bobby Hansen goes out.
Now, one of the things that you fail to recognize on double teams sometimes is that even though a guy ends up fouling him, it may, on the next trip the guy gets the ball, he's looking for a double team, and it breaks down his timing in getting a shot off.
Delaney Rudd launches one outside. Eaton the rebound. He kicks it right back out to Griffith. Eaton doesn't look to put it back up, does he?
Unless he's all alone. It's huge.
Griffith, good hustle play to get it back after Dennis Johnson's poke check had knocked it away. 5 on the shot clock. Malone. And that's going to be a push on Eaton. Or is it? No.
Oh, Larry Bird.
Larry Bird will pick up the foul. We've got a timeout. 2:53 to go here in the first. 18-16 Jazz. To go here in the first. 18-16 Jazz. And on Christmas Day, Sports Channel will present a fine holiday treat as we bring you a Notre Dame Christmas. Throughout Christmas Day, we'll bring you the best of the Fighting Irish football season, replays of the games against Michigan, Air Force, and Penn State. So don't miss a holiday treat as Sports Channel presents a Notre Dame Christmas. And that's 2.
A little pick and roll and a jump switch by McHale, and Dennis did not read it and allowed Malone to just sink in there all by himself. Stockton, great passer. No trouble getting it through the double team.
DJ the post up on Stockton and didn't work out. Here's Stockton, and look who's ahead of the field again. Watch out, Larry. Malone for 2.
Now, with Ed Pinckney being on the bench and Kevin McHale having to defend Malone, the possibility of more breakaways by Malone is ever more prevalent.
Well, you're right, though, Tom, in terms of there can't be any other power forward in the league half as quick as this guy is on the blocks.
The closest one is really A.C. Green. Unless you consider Charles Barkley a power forward, but he's not really super fast.
Tough jump shot knocked down by Dennis Johnson. Jazz by 4, 22-18.
Well, the Celtics are working on matchup advantages. Stockton's a good one to pick on.
Darryl Griffith, plenty of time to set himself.
Well, Stockton went just so far as he saw that Gamble had retreated to cut off the penetration, and Griffith was wide open for the 3, and that's his shot.
McHale, quick shot. Rebound to Malone.
2 fadeaways by McHale in the low post against Malone.
Stockton and a foul on Dennis Johnson reaching around. First on DJ. 5th on the Celtics. The Jazz have yet to commit a foul with 1:19 to go in the first quarter.
Here's Stockton. Now you see DJ kind of standing up a lot taller even when he's trying to bend his knees than Stockton, and Stockton has an opportunity to go right by him. He's a nifty ball handler, and that's going to be an all-game problem for Dennis Johnson, trying to stop the penetration of this little guy, John Stockton.
19 points a game and 14 assists. Mark Eaton's gone to the bench, and in his place is
Mike Brown.
Yes, sir.
My favorite name.
Stockton picks up his first foul and the first on the Jazz. Jazz in the midst of a 15-4 run here. Gamble on the cut. Stockton finds Malone quickly. Back to Karl Malone from Bailey, and there's 2. And Malone has a dozen in the first quarter.
Well, the first man in off the bench in the guard core is Kevin Gamble. So a different rotation in the backcourt than we've seen here at the Garden. Reggie Lewis usually is that second guy at that number 2 guard spot.
Another turnover there for Boston as Stockton comes the other way, and it's picked off by Parrish. 5 turnovers on the Jazz. Bird. And Parrish couldn't handle the pass.
Right thought. Parrish had his hands up, but not quite sure. Couldn't see it until the very last instant.
Jazz are going to take the clock down. About a 4-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Stockton starts to move with 7 on the shot clock. Leaves it for Bailey, who goes strong to the hoop. Catches his own shot. And that'll be the quarter. They were going to get a fresh 24 there, as Jack Madden said. Well, no, correction, he didn't. He waved. I thought he was waving off the reset. Instead, there's 4 seconds to go in the quarter. A 24-second violation. I thought Madden said the shot was tipped, but it didn't hit anything.
You're right.
Jerry Sloan, I think, was as faked out as I was. DJ is going to have to put it up. Comes up short. The Jazz have a 9-point lead, 29-20. Utah after 1. The Garden, the Celtics down by 9, 29-20. And don't forget, every Monday night at 7:30, Neville Celtics Weekly will be on, hosted by Bob Lobel. Keep up on the latest happenings concerning the Boston Celtics all season long. Here on Sports Channel, Neville Celtics Weekly, Monday nights at 7:30. First quarter stats, a quick look. Free throws, interesting. Boston didn't go to the line.
Everything was a jump shot or somebody turning away from the hoop. Nobody really took it to the basket except Ed Pinckney.
Both teams shot well. The Jazz own the boards. Kelvin Upshaw's in the backcourt with Lewis, Klein, McHale, and Gamble. Reggie comes up firing. Gamble's there. Got it in a foul.
Well, it's quickness now up front for Boston with Reggie Lewis playing the quick forward spot. A little pick and roll, and there's the guard, Kevin Gamble, getting inside on Griffith. And making it a 3-point play.
Celts come with some pressure. Stockton's on the floor with Bailey, Griffith, Mike Brown, and Eric Lechner. Stockton, oh ho ho! Find a way, John. McHale trying to go around Lechner. Good look. Gamble decline.
Kelvin Upshaw has again got the same type of job that Dennis Johnson had. Keep the guy in between your knees and don't try and steal the ball. And look at how low Kelvin Upshaw is getting against Stockton.
Lechner hits a fall away.
You know, the closer you get to a quick guy, the faster you make that quick guy. You got to maintain a little distance away from a good penetrating guard.
Gamble coming around the screen, gets it into Klein, wants to go on Mike Brown, does. Rebound to Brown.
Good move that time by Upshaw to make Stockton pull it back out.
Mike Brown lost it on the baseline.
And the reason I say Mike Brown is because he's such an imposing character. When you see him walking down the street, I immediately am impressed. And all I want to say is Mike Brown.
Kevin McHale ripping it away from some slapping hands. Reggie's pull-up.
Great pick that time to shake Reggie's shooting hand loose.
Griffith goes away. Bailey comes to the post.
Look at Upshaw. It's giving him a little bit of ground. Very difficult for Stockton with Upshaw that low to get by him.
McHale the block on Lechner, but Bailey the loose ball. Reggie trying to slap it ahead, and a foul called in the backcourt.
Well, this might be the most explosive unit the Celtics have because there's some quickness out there. There's some hands that'll go out and try and make some steals. And the unit that the Celtics start is really not particularly an aggressive defensive team. They might not get picked off, but they're going to have trouble stealing the ball or really giving people problems. This unit has quick hands.
Reggie. Hands almost too quick there. And Mike Brown's going to be called with the hand in the back of Joe Klein.
Utah foul was on number 40, Mike Brown.
A little story about that Mike Brown. The Bulls, when he played for the Bulls, used the tape of our game that I started that stuff with Mike Brown, and Michael Jordan went berserk.
I bet you Mike heard it a lot, too.
That's all they said to him is Mike Brown.
Gamble in the lane. Kevin is 3 for 3 off the bench. Bailey looking to come through again.
Upshaw almost made a boo-boo by trying to make a steal on Stockton.
Bailey in traffic and a late call and a foul. Reggie Lewis gets it his first.
There you're going to see over the top there, Bailey had him posted up, and from behind, there's Reggie. There is a distinct height advantage in favor of Utah in that matchup. Darrell Bailey's a pretty quick guy, too, so he can play the quick forward or the power forward. He can go inside or outside on you.
Legit 6'11", too.
Sure is. So Reggie giving up some inches.
4 points for Bailey. 6 points the Jazz lead. Reggie, some room. Offensive foul.
Well, I don't happen to agree with that one. Take a look at it quick. Reggie coming into it. Well, Stockton was there, but that was a little bit of a fake job as Reggie really didn't plow into him. That was kind of a no call. Or should have been.
Stockton trying to leave it, finds Bailey. 3-second violation. Mike Brown caught in the lane.
I tell you, Kelvin Upshaw's doing a reasonably decent job on Stockton of containing a penetration. And the rest of the Celtics are out there protecting against any pass that Stockton may make to the perimeter.
Jazz have turned it over 9 times. Lechner battling McHale and picks up a foul.
I tell you, Lechner was about to hit him with a sledgehammer to nail him into the middle of that lane.
He did pop him, didn't he?
Oh, about 4 times.
His first personal foul, 14 foul.
Lechner, second-year player out of Wyoming. Again, McHale looks to post him, gets the ball. Hook won't go down.
At great position that time on Lechner. Boy, Upshaw is just doing a great job of filtering Stockton out to the perimeter every time Stockton tries to penetrate.
The Jazz don't waste any time once they get it off the boards getting it to Stockton, though, do they?
Oh, no. I mean, you want to put it in your best ball handler's hands, if possible.
Stockton, the outside jumper, in and out. And Bailey can't save it. Blue Edwards and Karl Malone will come back in for the Jazz, and Larry Bird gets back up off the Boston bench. Bailey and Lechner sit down. Jazz get a lot quicker on that exchange.
Larry Bird is about to report in for Gamble.
Kevin leans in, comes up short, rebound Malone.
Well, that's the first real move that he had turned into the hoop.
Edwards for 2 and a foul.
Boy, when there are people out in front of John Stockton and they've got a half a step lead on their defender, they get the ball. You look at Stockton's head up, and before Gamble can really get out there and get at Edwards, he's received the ball and has really got a good angle on the hoop.
McHale down with the miss. The lead is back up to 8 with 7:50 to go in the half. Dennis Johnson will come in next whistle. Bird pops out. Reggie moves on Darrell Griffith. The runner goes down.
I'll tell you, it could have been a foul on that one as Reggie got bumped from behind.
Terrific block by Lewis. Upshaw. Taking it strong. Kelvin. Got to. And a 20-second timeout is called by the Jazz. 7:18 to go first half. The lead is down to 4.
Here's Kelvin Upshaw as Lewis makes the block. Kelvin is out in front of everybody and really just beats Edwards, and then under control puts it off the glass. The most impressive thing so far by Upshaw has been his defense on John Stockton.
And as I started to say, there's only one thing better than a Celtic win, and that's celebrating that with an ice cold Budweiser. Celtic fans, this Bud's for you. Celtics 6 of 9 shooting here in the second.
Well, Dennis Johnson back in the game for Upshaw, who really garnered some laurels that stint.
Now let's check the lineups. It's Stockton, Brown, Malone, Hansen, and Blue Edwards for the Jazz. DJ, Bird, McHale, Lewis, and Klein for Boston. Six on the shot clock. Stockton leaves it for Edwards. That's 10 assists for John Stockton. Still 7 minutes to go first half.
And a real good penetration move as he got around DJ in the back line. The Celtics had to adjust to that, and Stockton picked them apart.
Bird, quick shot for 2. He's got a dozen on 6 of 8 shooting. Edwards. Jump step won't go down. Up to Joe Klein. On the cut for Reggie.
Good look by Klein. They advanced the ball long with the pass. Klein had the shot, turned it down, waited till Reggie got free. Good poise.
Halfway through the second, the Celtics back to within 2 after trailing by 9 after 1. And Mike Brown couldn't handle the bullet from John Stockton. We've got a timeout. 5:59 to go first half. 39-37 Jazz. 39-37 halfway through this second quarter.
And the Celtics are going to get killed tonight if Utah is allowed to make picks like this. You watch what happens. Malone comes over to help out and set the pick, and then spins on Dennis Johnson, knocking him off his pins. That's an illegal pick. Should have been a foul on Malone. No whistle. But you see what happens. The back line of the Celtic defense has to adjust, and it was just an errant pass.
Celtics chance to tie this trip. 5:50 to go.
Tough enough to guard Stockton one-on-one without allowing him to make picks like that.
Bird missed the follow-away. Rebound of Malone quickly to Delaney Rudd, who's now at the point. Mark Eaton trailing the play. Want to go to Malone. They do. Klein comes on the double, and Eaton is left open and missed the shot, but got a foul from Bird.
Larry was a little bit late in rotating down on Eaton, but Eaton was in there for like a 3 count to catch the ball. That's an awfully big target underneath the basket. Larry did what you should do, is just go over there and belt the guy. He was going to cram it. All he has to do is reach up, and it's over the rim.
First point for Eaton in the game, who only averages 4 a game. Joe Klein gets a rest.
I wouldn't say that Mark Eaton is an integral part of their offense.
No, in fact, I've been watching him. He stays out beyond the 3-point circle most of the time. He's a presence, though.
Sure is. I call him the human detour. When you see him, you got to move away from him.
McHale for 2. First bucket for Kevin tonight. Hansen pops out. Into Malone.
Offensive foul.
McHale wanted an offensive foul, as I'm sure you could hear. Celtics got the ball, though. Eaton tips it away. Reggie hits again on the baseline.
Well, you got to let Reggie create a little bit of his own offense. He's that kind of player. He's taken all good shots so far tonight.
Malone gets doubled. Edwards inside. Eaton swings. It won't go down. Celtics a chance for the lead.
Talk about rhythm on a shot. There is no chance for rhythm on Mark Eaton's shot.
Bird wants it. Blocked by Blue Edwards. Rudd finds Hansen for two.
Two guards of the Celtics back, but the third man of Utah up there quickly, creating pressure on the two-man defense of the Celtics. A speed advantage once again.
Bird just got nailed by Eaton as he tried to cut through. I mean, he bounced off him like he ran into a stone wall.
Well, one of the things you try and do is bump the right side of your screen is bump the cutter, but this is carrying it too far. Wow. Just to break the timing of the play down, you try and bump the cutter using the pick. You can't do it like that.
Jazz are over the limit, so Larry will shoot. I tell you, he bounced off Eaton.
I'll tell you, this team is starting to take on, this Utah Jazz team, a little bit of Jerry Sloan's personality. They're getting a little mean like the Pistons. Well, we didn't see that under Frank Layden,
No.
those type of plays.
They were jolly.
They were jolly and laughing. Sloan is saying, hey, when you said a pick, kill.
Stockton to Malone. And he'll go to the line. Missed the layup somehow.
Why, when they run that pick and roll play for John Stockton, you have got to get through the pick. Either get over the top of it or get under and give him the outside shot. Every time the Celtics have tried to contain the penetration, they paid a price for it by somebody going to the line or getting layups on a pick and roll play. There's John Bagley. And such a shame that this season the Celtics were counting to up-tempoing the game, and Bagley's presence is not now being felt because he was just getting to feel his role and feel comfortable with it when he sustained the injury.
Bird backdoor.
Well, they caught the rookie.
Bird with 16 as we're tied at 45. Stockton to Edwards.
There was the two-man game, and the Celtics got aggressive on it, and Stockton just said, the heck with the two-man game. There's a third guy that's open, and he got it to him.
The rookie is 5 of 6. Bird comes up shooting, and he got it in a foul off Edwards.
Now, there's frustration on Edwards' part. Bird is burning him, and he decided to just bang him.
We've got a timeout. 2:54 to go in the half. We're even at 47. Nine down to tie this up at 47 with 2:54 to go here in the half. And at halftime, we will have the WBZ TV Sports Channel update. Every halftime, every Celtic home game, we'll stop in at WBZ TV, find out what's going on in the world of sports. So stick around for the BZTV Sports Channel update coming up at halftime.
Well, Larry Bird has had a very good shooting first half. And I dare say that's probably the answer, or his answer, to that article in the Herald this morning.
19 for Bird as DJ again has to stick with Stockton. Edwards trying to force something up, and he drew a foul on the way through. Robert Parrish will get it.
One of the real difficult jobs for Dennis Johnson at this stage of his career, in fact, at any stage of his career, was to play real quick point guards. He was brought to the Celtics a couple of years ago really to play better defense on the 2-guard. And Danny Ainge, when he was here, when they had the really good team, always played the quicker guard. So this is a big adjustment for Dennis Johnson to try and stay with a guy like John Stockton, who is a great creator of offense for other people if he can get by you.
Edwards having himself a great game here tonight. That's point number 12, averaging 9 a game.
Well, he can put it on the floor. And that's always tough to defend against.
Bird hits again.
This time over Bailey, as Blue has been moved to the number 2 guard spot.
21 first half points for Larry Bird. Malone, and an offensive foul is called.
Well, he knocked the man out of the way to get the shot off. That was number 1 foul. And
it's his first foul.
He does know how to use that body to get shots off. Turns those shoulders and shoots it off the other shoulder. Boy, there's no way you can block it.
Bird again. Got it outside.
Oh, yeah. He's got the adrenaline pumped up, boy. It's in his legs. The rhythm of the shot is back for this one.
10 of 14 shooting for Bird. Stockton looking inside for his pal Malone. There it goes. He's triple teamed. Edwards takes it in, leaves it. Malone's got 2.
Oh, nice play by Edwards, boy, to take it in there, lift the entire Celtics defense and lay it down to Malone.
Reggie's pull up. He's been shooting well off the bench. He's got 10. 5 of 6 shooting for Reggie. Stockton penetrates. Leaves it for Edwards. Bird is there. DJ up quick to Pinckney.
Pinckney really had a half-a-court lead on Malone, but they never saw him.
Larry wants it. Got it! 25 for Bird.
And all of his shots, nothing but net tonight. That means maybe he's really got the rhythm.
Celtics a 5-point lead as the half's winding down. Edwards knocks home a 3.
Celtics haven't seen this young player, of course, and he's proven that you better go out and get him and keep a guy in the vicinity so he can't launch that outside shot.
Bird pops out with 12 in the shot clock. Bailey's with him. He gives it to Pinckney. Into Reggie, a turnaround. Stockton looking for the last basket. Uses a Bailey screen. Shoots a 3. Drains it. We have got a heck of a basketball game here as Bird giving Jack Madden an earful, and Larry goes to the locker room with 25. Celtics by 1 at the half. Boston Garden, everyone. We're at halftime. 58-57 the score, and what has turned out to be a heck of a basketball game here on a Wednesday night. And again, Larry Bird, if this is the way he's going to respond, people ought to write more articles about him. 25 points in the first half, 10 of 14 shooting so far for Larry from the floor, and really just has that shooting rhythm down, is burying everything in sight. The Celtics also got some great efforts off the bench from Reggie Lewis and Kevin Gamble. Reggie with a dozen and Gamble with 7. As expected, Stockton and Malone are very much a big part of the show for the Utah Jazz, but the rookie Blue Edwards has really performed. He has 15 first half points, and Malone has 16. They lead the way from the Jazz. They're up by 9 after 1. The Celtics now have grabbed it back at halftime. 58-57 our score. We'll have more coming up from the Garden in just a minute.
Second half, right after these messages. See you later.
Celtics up by 1, 58-57 after trailing by 9 at the end of the first quarter. Mike Gorman along with Tom Heinsohn. Hey, you would expect Larry Bird to respond in the way that he responded, and that was on the basketball floor.
Well, he certainly did. You know, Larry will speak. Sometimes people say he shouldn't speak, but when he says something on a basketball court, it's usually with a resounding echo. And he certainly had a great first half, did everything you could ask a player to do. And what was so significant, and I hope it continues, and I'm sure everybody does, the rhythm of his shooting was absolutely on the mark. Everything was bottom of the net. No front rimmers like we've been seeing for half of his shots. Everything was clean.
All right, let's take a look at some highlights from the half. Despite the great half by Bird, the Utah Jazz are right there, and Karl Malone and John Stockton, two of the reasons.
Oh, one of the things you got to do is contain this guy. As soon as you make an adjustment to try and cut off his penetration, things like this happen. Celtics never really got over to help out on that pick and roll play. But that's a man-sized job for Dennis Johnson to contain that penetration of a smaller, quicker, talented player. Here's Bird coming off picks, and look at that. Just hit the back of the rim, and boy, just beautiful, and the man was right there with him.
Despite the flurry, though, the Celtics hit the Jazz with, they're right there thanks to a shot like this one by Stockton.
Well, you're going to see Stockton now, a little pick and roll. That really makes it difficult for Dennis Johnson. Bird has to go out and take him on his switch, saying, okay, John, you're not going to beat me on penetration. I give you the outside shot. And Stockton, give him his due. He recognized that Bird wasn't coming out after him and just launched it.
11 points and 12 assists for John Stockton in that first half. The Jazz 21 of 38. The Celtics a little better, 27 of 42, and only 4 free throws for the Celtics in that half. Rebounds belong to the Jazz. Turnovers, Boston taking pretty good care of the ball, just 6. There's the scoring for Utah. Malone 16, Edwards 15. He's having a big night. He averages only 9 a game, and Stockton 11. And on the other side for the Celtics, Larry Bird up there with 25. Excellent efforts off the bench for Reggie Lewis and Kevin Gamble as they had 12 and 7 respectively. Second half is coming up here from the Garden. Celtics by 1. By 1, and hockey fans, coming up on January 9th, catch exciting hockey action as the Boston Bruins will face Dynamo Moscow from the Soviet Union in a pay-per-view exclusive event. Don't miss East meets West on ice when Dynamo Moscow comes to town to battle the Bruins. Call your cable operator for details. And the third quarter means it's time for the Store 24 Sports Channel and LoJack Celtics three-point play. Tonight's contestant, Gordon Adams from Chicopee, Mass. Gordon, you're right on the money here, buddy. He picked Larry Bird to be the first Celtic to complete a three-point play here in the third quarter. And it's Larry's night so far there, Gordon. Let's hope you get lucky. 58-57. Celtic ball to begin the third. DJ, Bird, Paxson, Pinckney, Parrish on the floor for Boston. Stockton, Hansen, Malone, Eaton, and Edwards are out there for the Jazz. Here we go. Paxson looking inside for the Chief, who has yet to score in the game. Robert turns on Eaton. Pinckney tried to keep it alive. Hansen quickly to Stockton. Malone, there he is again running the floor, and he ran by some people going up the middle.
Well, they had to go out and pick up John Stockton. They went out on the wing to pick up Bobby Hansen. And the next thing you know, that leaves plenty of room for the very speedy Malone to come tooling up the middle. Now, you watch this as Ed Pinckney gets caught on the baseline, and he was hustling his tail, but Malone just laid the leather on him, or I should say the rubber. Tough man to defend against because he's going to get double figures on the fast break. And then they look to him for a significant portion of their half-court offense. He's going to score 20 points plus, just the way their offense is designed.
Bird gets it into Parrish. Now gets it back. Robert the screen outside. Larry looping it in. Good up fake. Chief's got 2.
Now, that was the Celtics version of the pick and roll. It took 2 passes to work, but it worked.
Boston back up by 1. Stockton answers.
That was the pick and roll again, and Dennis got hung up on it. Nobody showing. So Stockton just took it to the foul line, had a wide open shot.
Paxson swings through, and Eaton, without even jumping, takes down the rebound. Again, Malone quick to the spot. Pinckney with him, but Malone swings through and gets a foul from Pinckney. Number 3 on Eddie.
Foul was by number 54, Ed Pinckney.
I'll tell you, Ed Pinckney really had to get down there quick, and there's Malone trying to bury his shoulder in Pinckney's chest and then go up. You know, that looked like a foul on Pinckney, but Pinckney was standing his ground. A man can't turn around and jump into you, which is what Malone does incessantly, trying to use that wide body of his to launch the shot. And when you get the superstar status, they immediately say, hey, it must have been a foul on the defender. You got to break that move down and say, is the guy jumping in or isn't he jumping in? And he was that time.
Jazz jump out quickly. Bird's fall away. Boy, he is just draining them. Eaton on the roll. Gets it back.
That was the pick, and then the roll part worked.
That's a big roll going through there.
Boy. The Celtics are trying to stay with the other people on the weak side of the court.
Eaton got a piece of Bird's shot. Stockton the loose ball. Jazz are 3-on-3. Edwards the trailer, and he lost it off his foot out of bounds.
Good hustle that time to stop any kind of fast break attempt by the Celtics.
Paxson pops out. Before the shot, they've got Blue Edwards.
They should score the basket. They should score the basket.
They do.
That's it. They do. That play was, the ball was in the man's hands and operating. You watch now. Maybe you can see it coming along on the baseline. As he starts to make his move, there's the shot halfway off, and you really should not penalize the offensive team for a play like that. You got to give them the shot attempt, and they did.
$65 apiece. 9:35 to go in the third. Inside, Malone, and Pinckney got him.
I'll tell you, the way they call it against this guy makes it almost impossible to defend against it. Eddie Pinckney did a great job that time. Made him turn to the baseline and went after him from behind. Yeah, oh, they're going to make it impossible for you to defend this man.
Fourth foul on Pinckney will get Kevin McHale up off the Boston bench.
Well, there comes the speed advantage back in for Malone, as Pinckney was having trouble with all his speed trying to stay with Malone on that fast break. Well, the Celtics front line has been reduced to the slowest front line, but out of necessity, really. You'll have to be alert to Malone just streaking up the court right now.
Malone with just about half his total from the free throw line. Jazz by 1. Paxson coming around the screen, looking and finds McHale. Quick hook for 2.
Well, that's the matchup to work. Make Malone play a little defense. He's not renowned for a defensive player. Attack him a little bit. McHale can deliver. Pick and roll.
Hansen sets his feet.
Well, that was the third option on the pick and roll. The pick doesn't work, the roll doesn't work, but the weak side man on up high work just missed the shot. So they've used all the variations of the pick and roll play.
DJ hits again outside. They backed off him and he took it. Malone, the handoff to Stockton. McHale is there looking for a break. Has to go to DJ.
That was a great switch off by Kevin McHale that time.
Bird uses the Parrish screen. Takes it through. Bounce pass to the Chief. And Eaton commits a foul.
Larry Bird knew that he would really not be able to get that shot off against Eaton. He tried to lift him and make him commit, which he did, but Eaton showed a little quickness. You watch this play now as Bird gets by and Parrish hits to the hoop and gets Eaton to go over there, and then Eaton gets back into it.
Any other player in the league, though, and Robert crams that as soon as he catches it. I mean, he's got to look for Eaton.
Well, you should have known right then. You got to catch and go. But Eaton showed a little bit of quickness that time. Did not really get close to Larry Bird. Did not make a total commitment, and that's what made that play work for them to end up on the foul line.
Celtics by 4. Stockton threw it away, and Paxson missed the layup.
Edwards really hustled on that one, and Paxson really had to think twice about where Edwards was. He never gave up on the play.
Stockton from the corner, short with it. Bird the rebound. Outlet to DJ. Parrish and McHale running. Kevin!
Good outlet pass. Heads up play by Dennis and some streaking big guys, Parrish and McHale.
22nd timeout called by the Jazz as the Celtics go up by 6, 72-66. And if you want the great taste of Bud Light, you got to make the best call of the night. Ask for a Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
Now you watch now. Bird does a great blockout job on the right side of your screen for the rebound. Looks right up, gets it to Dennis Johnson. One dribble and long pass as Kevin McHale and Parrish, the two biggest guys the Celtics have, were out on the front end of the break. Now that's really running. That's a difficult run for a guy like McHale and Parrish. Well, there you see the hustle in action.
Might be the biggest lead of the night, 6 with 7:37 to go in the third. Jerry Sloan will be joined, no doubt, by Michael Jordan in the rafters of Chicago Stadium. Malone powers it up, no, gets it back. Rebound, McHale. Jerry Sloan all over the officials looking for a call and was close to a tee. Bird wants it inside on Hansen. Doubled by Stockton. DJ, the open guy.
Hey, a Bird walked that time on that double team, got away with it.
I got a foul on Hansen.
As Hansen was trying to block Bird off, and as a technical. You know, the pick and roll play that Utah has been using so effectively here tonight, that's such old-time standard basketball.
Karl Malone was given the tee.
You know, it's like an off-tackle play in football, but when it's executed properly by two players that know what they're doing, it's almost unstoppable. You're going to get a shot off it, and a reasonably good shot. The Celtics tonight have been having problems with that play. Their offense now, however, is starting to respond.
Bird runs away from Bailey. Leans in. Parrish is there. Eaton the block. Stockton on the break. Looking for Malone. DJ the foul. Number 3 on Dennis Johnson. Celtics will take a timeout with 6:40 to go here. 66, 6:40 to go here in the third quarter. And Rick Mahorn will be in town. The Philadelphia 76ers, right behind the Celtics in the Atlantic Division standings, will be in on Friday night. Pregame starts at 7 o'clock. Celtics and 76ers coming up this Friday. It's a big guy right here.
As Robert Parrish, who should have gone right up with the ball, instead allows Eaton really to sight the ball and make a good block.
Reggie Lewis in for Jim Paxson. Thurl Bailey's along the front line now for the Jazz.
Look at how much room Dennis Johnson is giving Stockton right now, so he doesn't get beat by Stockton's quickness.
Bailey wants to go over Lewis and does.
Has that height advantage. They picked a matchup that they had a height advantage at, and it worked.
It'd be tough for Reggie to get a 6'11" hook shot. Larry into Kevin on the cut for Lewis. No room to get a shot off. Eaton right on the back of Parrish, and Eaton got him, I think. I think they got Karl Malone off the ball.
Sure did.
One of those moving picks, maybe?
Well, I think he was blocking out, and I mean blocking out, try and get the rebound. Lower left, watch Malone and Reggie Lewis. That's that
Gets
one of those.
dismissed.
Yep. And down you go.
DJ looking, finds Larry. Fall away. Malone is there. Malone wants to go. In traffic, he throws it up and draws another foul.
That was a bad call because neither Kevin McHale nor Dennis Johnson went for the block, and Malone was going to be forced to take a bad shot. You watch this one now. That is a bad call, as that's as good a defense as you can play. That was a force-up shot with no place to go, and has reputation putting a guy on the free throw line.
Spent a lot of time there tonight. Kelvin Upshaw comes in for Dennis Johnson.
I think Jimmy has to have a little confidence in Kelvin in this instance, because Upshaw did a reasonably decent job with Stockton, although Stockton is not in the game right now.
Can't say we're surprised at that little note that Karl Malone led the NBA in free throw attempts last year.
Push him high, push him high.
Bird pops out. Wants to go on Bailey, leaves it for Upshaw. 7 on the shot clock as Reggie hits a runner.
Yeah, let him create his offense. Let him break down the play. Reggie will find a pretty decent shot 95% of the time.
Reggie is 7 of 8 from the field. Celtics by 5. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here's Malone again.
Oh, great move. That time, McHale tried to maintain some distance with Malone, cut off the strong to the middle move. Good spin by Malone.
Kevin, a fall away, and Malone got him.
Not much opportunity for Kevin really to start moving strong to the hoop against anybody here. He's taken about 3 or 4 fall away jumpers in that low post. He has a reasonably decent position. The first thought is to get that fall away against Malone. That's what you do, you know, on the catch is where's the best shot available to me, and he knew on the catch the fall away.
Lechner will come in and Malone goes out. Joe Klein's coming in and Robin Parrish will go out.
Jerry Sloan has knocked over the scorer's Abel's team foul cards. I don't know how he did that.
I don't know how he did that either. That's kind of beyond his reach over there. He was nice enough to pick them up, though.
Yes, he was. He was a gentleman. He picked them all up.
Delaney Rudd in along with Lechner. Lechner's jump hook won't go down, but Eaton underneath put it in. You're going to have to get your old the dump line.
The dump.
McHale found away.
And that was not an easy hoop. Not the fact the scoop shot, but Eaton was going to really be waiting at the pass should have McHale turned to the middle. Now you watch as Lechner is taking him to the middle, and there comes Eaton, so the only place open is right there. It goes.
And Kevin McHale makes the three-point play, and unfortunately for Gordon Adams, You will not get a low jack system for your car, but you will get a Celtics autographed basketball. Merry Christmas, Gordon. Bailey outside.
Well, Bailey can go in and the low post against the likes of Reggie Lewis, and he can go on the outside against the likes of Kevin McHale. That's a versatile player.
Kevin over Eaton for two.
I'll tell you, he knew where Eaton was that time. He knew he had to give it a little extra as Eaton was coming over for the slot on the double team.
Upshaw called outside.
Well, that was not a smart foul. If you're out there, don't be trying to take the ball away from dribblers at crucial times. Point guards can really normally deal with that kind of stuff, and you end up committing foolish fouls. Main job of playing a point guard, in my opinion, is don't steal the ball from them, but keep them between your knees and don't allow them to get into the teeth of the defense too quickly. Angle them off if possible. So far, Upshaw has done that reasonably well.
Rudd 1 of 2. Celts by 5 in the ball. Bird's got some room. Rebound Bailey.
There was a time Bird could fake that pass and still have the balance in order to make the shot.
Delaney Rudd puts up a tough shot. Loose to Reggie Lewis. Bird's ahead of the field, and he finds him. Larry got 2. 31 now for Bird.
Good hard push by Reggie Lewis once he gained possession of it to get it into Bird's hands.
Bailey over the top to Lechner. Stripped by Lewis. Upshaw calls a play. Larry for 3. That's Boston ball. That's right. That's Boston ball. Good call by Jack Madden. Now, that was a rookie mistake for Delaney Rudd. Celtics by 7. We've got a timeout, and we'll be back. Go in the third, since Larry Bird did not make the first three-point play in the third quarter. Gordon Adams will receive the runner-up prize of an official autographed Celtic basketball. Thanks for playing the Sports Journal, Store 24, and LoJack Celtic three-point play. John Stockton just 1 assist in the second half after 12 in the first. Larry Bird's going to get a little rest on the bench.
I think a great move by Jimmy Rogers to do that.
Upshaw. The legs again, Tom?
Yeah, I think the legs of Larry Bird. You know, a great competitor like Larry Bird has played through pain for so often. He may not even realize that his legs are starting to give on him, and he's got to rely on Jimmy to see that and trust him.
Upshaw, good look for Gamble.
Celtics with a speed unit out there now.
McHale, Gamble, Lewis, Klein, and Upshaw. Stockton, Lechner, Bailey. Stockton, nowhere to go. Kicks it out. Darrell Griffith misses a 3. Reggie is there. Up to Kelvin. Kelvin, the head of the field. Good catch. Nice shot.
Kevin McHale easily beat Lechner down the court.
McHale is 5 for 5 in the third.
And the guy that you wouldn't expect to take advantage of speed, Kevin McHale, forces Utah to take a timeout.
1 minute, 2 seconds left to go in the third. Larry Bird leading some cheers off the bench. Celtics have run off 6 straight here. 88-77. Boston trail by 9 after 1. We're up 1 at the half. And they have added 10 points to that lead here in the third quarter. Tomorrow night here on Sports Channel, a live college basketball doubleheader at 7:30. Notre Dame hosts the Crusaders of Valparaiso. And then at 10:30, the Ramblers of Loyola travel to UCal Irvine. For the best in college basketball, Get the whole picture right here on Sports Channel.
You know, getting back to that Bird thing and the legs, Bird is such a competitor, and he wants to play a lot of minutes. And what I think is going on here between Bird and potentially Jimmy is that Bird sees himself getting back into shape and regaining that muscle bulk in his legs by running up and down the court and really getting those muscles back the way he got them in the first place by running. And I think there's got to be a little bit more trust between Larry Bird and Jimmy Rogers that Jimmy's going to do the right thing at the right time. And if that's not there, there's a little lacking of communication between coach and player. Bird is obviously a great shooter when he's got it all together, and everybody in his building, Jimmy Rogers, teammates, wants Bird to get it back together 100%. What's the quickest way? That's what Jimmy and Bird have to find. It's together.
Heads-up play coming up here from Kelvin Upshaw.
And you watch McHale gets it out quick and way up as the speed unit is out there in front. Gamble, the guard. And you watch Upshaw as McHale just puts some rubber on the court and outdistance Lechner. And that's another 2 with up-tempo basketball.
Boston bench has been outstanding tonight. They put 52 points on the board. Stockton. Oh. Reggie, a nice job.
Sure was, because he really angled Bailey off that rebound and then went up strong.
Kelvin is open. Joe Klein the follow. Anson the loose ball. Up to Stockton. In traffic, he finds Mike Brown. Blocked by McHale. To Upshaw. Foul Stockton in the backcourt.
Boy, and Joe Klein, with his youthful legs at the center spot, was out there in front. And only the foul saved the layup by the Celtics. Here's Kevin McHale coming from behind as Brown is trying to overpower somebody. No way.
Third point of the night for Kelvin.
You know, you look at Upshaw and you say, should he take shots, should he not take shots? You've got to let the kid take his shot. He missed the last outside shot, but you can't destroy a player's confidence by saying, don't take that shot. If he thinks he's got it and can make it, you got to let him take it.
Stockton runs the clock down. Hansen set for 3. Klein takes it away from Mike Brown at the buzzer, and the Celtic lead is 13 at the end of 3, 90 to 77. After a slow start, lead 90 to 77. Our next Hartford Whaler game will be this Saturday night as the Whalers host the Minnesota North Stars. Join Rick Peckham and Jerry Cheevers live at 7:30 this Saturday night on Sports Channel, Hartford Whaler Hockey. Bailey, Stockton, Brown, Hansen, and Malone as we look at the numbers through the first 3. Gamble, Upshaw, Klein, Lewis, and McHale for Boston. Stockton, an offensive foul is called.
Boy, Upshaw did an outstanding job that time of really angling Stockton off so that Stockton could not find an open man. Everybody else was glued to his man so that there weren't many opportunities for Stockton to hit somebody for a shot.
It's 4 on Stockton. Reggie trying to roll it into Joe Klein. It'll be Boston ball as it was slapped away. Celtics have only 1 turnover since the first quarter. The Jazz have 9. Reggie, tough shot, and it's short. Rebound of Malone.
But look at how low Upshaw gets against John Stockton. Maintaining a lot of distance.
Klein and Malone doing battle. Oh, count the bucket and a foul. Karl Malone getting it up there somehow.
I'll tell you, he's not the mailman. He's a mail truck. Watch this. Goes right into Joe Klein, who tried to take the middle away. No conceivable ways he's going to get that shot off, but he does. That's power.
got his average. Nice move by Reggie at half court. Rebound, though, to Malone. Quickly to Stockton. Malone will shoot it outside this time. Malone now with 30. And the Celtics a quick timeout as the Jazz come out strong. The lead down to 8. We'll be back. 10:54 to go, and Malone doing it inside and out.
Well, he's got the speed, he's got the inside game, and now just a little pop-out jumper. When you got that, boy, that's versatility.
Bird and Dennis Johnson back in the Boston lineup with Gamble, McHale, and Klein.
Well, Jimmy Rogers making a statement here saying, I think that we got to win this game at this point. And he may have a real point himself. But, can't allow Utah to climb back into this ball game 2 by 2 or get a real explosive spurt. So in come Dennis Johnson and Larry Bird.
Bailey's got Bird. Bird tries to spin on him. Rebound loose. Stockton off the floor with it.
Celtics got back reasonably well that time on defense to protect the fast break.
Stockton leaves it for Hansen. 7 on the shot clock. It gets to Malone. Back to Bailey for a little runner.
Bird turned his head and just lost Bailey.
The Celtic 13-point lead down to 6. That'll get Robert Parrish back up off the bench. Bird open momentarily, finds McHale. In decline. Joe wants it. Short with the hook. Malone volleyballs the rebound quickly to Stockton. Up ahead to Mike Brown, who trucks in for 2.
Well, there's that speed again. The Celtics have McHale, Bird, and Klein. That's not that fast front line.
22nd timeout called for the Celtics as the Jazz have opened the fourth quarter with a 9-point run. 90-86. 9:32 still to go in the game.
There's Joe Klein, who had reasonably easy shot that time. Just did not elevate high enough to get the ball over the rim. And look at Mike Brown do his number.
Here's Mike rumbling through.
Wow.
Made sure Kevin McHale didn't get close to that one, too.
You know, he's got a nice, quiet voice, Mike Brown, too. He says, hello, how are you?
Celtics unable to score in the first 2 minutes and 28 seconds of this fourth quarter. Gamble and Johnson in the backcourt. Bird, Parrish, McHale up front. EJ a little room, lost it, and then Bailey couldn't handle it on the baseline. Without
Mark Eaton being in a ball game, the Celtics can afford to try a little penetration. That's what Dennis Johnson was trying to do that time.
Celtics only have 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bird looking to get one off. Left-handed for 2.
Well, there was the penetration without Eaton. You can see the basket. The detour is on the bench.
33 has 33. Stockton finds Bailey.
Well, on a double team that time, Bird had to rotate, leave his man. He tried to get back, just didn't get back quick enough.
And the detour is going to come back in. Bird pops out into McHale. And Malone got him. On Malone, that's number 4. So both Stockton and Malone have 4 fouls.
I've never seen Kevin McHale in a ball game take as many fall-away jumpers this season or in several seasons as I've seen tonight. I'll have to look at that a little bit closer as Malone appears to me to be putting that 1 foot, taking away the middle on Kevin McHale. To put 1 foot out further than his left foot, you really can overplay him and he can't get to the middle. McHale just feels that pressure and is shooting away from it.
Here comes Stockton. strip, gets the loose ball. Finds Gamble. Count it, and a foul.
As a power guard, great strip that time by DJ. Once a game, you can count on him to do something like that. And when, and not a more appropriate time than to produce something like this against Mark Eaton. Not an easy shot for Gamble to go over the top of Eaton.
Gamble and Lewis, along with McHale, have been huge off the bench tonight. Blue Edwards comes back in as the Celtics push it back to a 9-point lead.
Haley's minutes have been down since this man, Edwards, has arrived on the scene, and could have been a foul over the back by Malone. Hey, Kevin McHale is really running.
Kevin Gamble, short in the lane. Hansen gets it to Stockton. Malone is motoring. Gets the ball. Lost it on the way up. Bird and DJ just got position and held it. Dennis takes it. And Jerry Sloan wants a timeout. 7 straight by the Celtics, and the lead is back up to 11. 99-88. Celtics by 11.
You're going to see right here a double team on Malone, and Malone looking over saying, hey, I got fouled. No way. And then Stockton really fouls Dennis Johnson. Good pull up by DJ. Makes it happen.
Jazz had to call another timeout. They don't have a 20. They're trying to signal for it. So we'll take off, and we'll be back with 7:40 to go. Lead hasn't changed. By 11, and the problem child, as he was called in this morning's paper, has responded with 33 points, and you watch the Celtic bench during this, and they appear to be a unified bunch, Tom.
Well, that's what this article was all about. Whether it was really going to destroy any unity this ball club would try to and hope to have. And from what I've seen so far, regardless of whether this team wins or loses this game, the unity has been very much apparent here. And that is a good sign. And sometimes things like that article will make a team band together. And rightfully so, because it's one of their own.
Celtics come out again applying full court pressure.
You know, not just that Larry Bird had a real good night tonight, but it's how these players played together as a team tonight. There was very aggressive posture by everybody. It was very, very intense ball game. And that's what Jimmy's been looking for, you know, intensity for the full 48 minutes.
Jazz need to make a run here if they're going to make a game of this. Into Malone, and he'll go to the line one more time.
Well,
McHale and Bird got him in a sandwich.
Dennis Johnson went up and challenged Stockton in the back court, and then Stockton just kept him on his hip all the way, and a little pick by Malone sets the pick and roll working again, and there it is. How many times have we said pick and roll tonight by Utah? More than a dozen. And they know how to make that work. When you've got a good ball handler like John Stockton, who knows how to come off that pick, read the defense the way it's playing, whether he should pass to the roll man, whether he should pass to the weak side or take the shot himself, he's a master at it.
Stockton, the near steal, and a jump ball is called.
Well, they gave the ball to the biggest target. That's why Parrish was back there. And yet Stockton somehow or other managed to tie up Robert Parrish.
Interesting jump. $99-90. Boston by 9. A ton of time left in this one. Bird fake on Edwards, leans in, and will go to the line, and Larry wanted that one.
Boy, that is total frustration. Larry Bird lifted him, got him on his hip, and in days of yore, that was 2 and a foul shot. There it is, up fake, lifts the rookie, wheels back in, takes the blow, and believe it or not, when your legs aren't with you, you get a bump like that, it destroys the rhythm of your shot. And that's what I think has happened to Larry Bird on some of these plays. He gets knocked off his feet a lot easier and loses his balance a lot more because his legs are not what they were.
3 of 8 shooting in the second half for Larry after 10 of 14 shooting in the first half, but Boston's up by 11. Bailey can make that shot all night, it would appear.
I'll tell you, Karl Malone read that defense, found absolutely the right guy. The Celtics were ready to pick off any pass for a layup. The open man was Bailey. He found him.
Bird drives, takes it all the way. It won't go down, and Malone rips it away from Dennis Johnson.
They got to try to get it around Mark Eaton.
Edwards for 2. Blue has tied his all-time high with 17. Reggie Lewis is going to come back off the Boston bench. Jazz keep hanging around down 7. Gamble gets it back from McHale. Uses the McHale screen. DJ. Loose ball foul is going to go on McHale, I believe, from the look on his face. It's the second on Kevin.
Well, the human detour is in there, and he's really causing some second thoughts on the inside player, the Celtics. They're trying to find him and see how to get the shot off all at the same time.
Edwards comes high for the ball. Lewis with him. Bailey around the screen. Bailey stripped by Dennis Johnson, but a foul is called, number 4 on DJ.
So the foul is on number 3, Dennis Johnson. His 4th personal foul, 4th of the team.
Jazz can get to 5 if Bailey can convert both free throws. Bailey hasn't missed a shot here in the second half.
There's the pressure defense again. Broken nicely.
Larry in the middle, trying to leave it for Paris. Eaton comes up with it and finds Stockton.
And there was Eaton ready to block Bird's shot.
Malone short, tips it in though. He's got 34, and here are the Jazz knocking on the door again.
They're pouncing on it.
8 straight for the Jazz, and the Celtics will use one of their timeouts with 5:25 to go. There have been some peaks and valleys in this game for Boston tonight, and they're in a valley right now.
Well, one of the things you got to protect against is really Malone getting out there fast on a fast break. Here he is, doesn't control it cleanly, but can go up over a guard anytime. Missed the shot and tips it back in with the help perhaps of Reggie Lewis.
Yes, indeed.
But one of the things that you really got to watch out about is that when you're playing against an up-tempo team, they don't stop running. They don't work the clock down. They're going to take advantage of fast break opportunities. So you better get your tail back more in the 4th quarter than perhaps any part of the game.
Denver beat the Cavs by 15 tonight, 104-89. Philly, an 8-point lead over Washington. Philly will be in here Friday night. We'll have that game for you on Sports Channel. Dallas and New Jersey. Nets playing a little better of late in a struggle in the 4th. Orlando hanging on to that lead. The Bulls obviously a little down after beating the Lakers last night. And the Lakers wanting to get home for Christmas. Mailing this one in, it would appear, in Minnesota.
I would have to say so. Wow.
Sacramento, a 10-point lead on San Antonio. That in the 2nd quarter. Celtics are 3 of 10 shooting here. Hello.
That's Noel.
Is that Noel?
That's
Hi there.
Noel.
She
You've heard
heard you. Yeah.
Noel,
Yeah.
Christmas, carries a rotary.
It's tough to sit behind that.
Oh, yeah.
8 of 10 shooting for Utah, 80% in the third.
But it was gold.
Fourth.
It was gold.
It was good. All right, a 3-point game. And again, a ton of time left, 5:25.
Yep.
It's a lifetime in the NBA.
Well, the Celtics normally go to their half-court offense. So they, with this unit out there, probably not going to get a lot of easy offensive opportunities.
Bird's open. Back rims it. Bailey's there.
He shot. Bird saying to himself right now, why didn't some of those in the first half start to fall here in the second half?
Malone spins. Puts it in.
In addition, he had hang time on that one.
Sure did. He's got 36 points. 1-point game. McHale, jump hook for 2.
Well, there's a matchup that they should be able to capitalize on, as Malone will not want to foul out against McHale. Worked that one for a while. Parrish against Eaton, that's a tough matchup for Parrish. And Bird has cooled off.
Bailey inside, tipped away by Bird, but Stockton got it back. Stockton had to put it up, came up short.
Reggie got a piece of it.
Larry into McHale.
But Malone has pushed him way out.
Parrish around Eaton. And he'll go to the line.
Well, the Jazz made sure that Parrish is not going to be able to cram it. Well, Parrish will have to make the 2 from 15 feet. A little rush move by Eaton, and there is Edwards really committing that foul on Parrish. Big foul shot right now.
Five points, 5 rebounds for Robert Parrish tonight. 5-point Celtic lead. Stockton finds Bailey. DJ, great play!
Put that one in the highlight film. What a play by DJ.
Bird for 3. Got it outside! That is the best Celtic sequence of the season. Offensive foul, Karl Malone.
Absolutely sensational defense on that trip up the court by the Jazz, as Boston covered everything. It ended up Robert Parrish at one point had to take John Stockton and cut off the penetration, and he did it brilliantly. And there is Dennis Johnson also on a rotation of the defense, ending up having to block out Karl Malone. And the only thing that Malone could do was knock DJ off the court. Brilliant defense on that trip. Unity, it was there on that play.
9-point Celtic lead. Edwards. Well, you just can't let down, though.
Oh, you have to get back fast, because Stockton, again, if you have a half a step, he's going to get you the ball.
15 assists for John Stockton. Bird. Bailey to Stockton. They're running again. Malone's on a wing. They find him. He missed it.
Now there's a break for the Celtics. And Bird really confused Malone. Looked like he was going to take a charge and then stepped out of his way.
McHale spins, finds Parrish for 2.
These guys are mad.
Final 2 minutes of the game, Boston by 9. And a foul on Dennis Johnson, and Stockton went through.
Dennis made it work once out of 3 times tonight. Once for a very key play. Right now, you just got to go out there and make sure that Stockton doesn't penetrate. Don't be trying to steal the ball. Make them work as much time off the clock as you can on their offense without giving them a real easy shot or putting them to the line.
Stockton, who set an NBA road record last night with 27 assists down in New York. That's a backcourt violation, as Bird couldn't get there quickly enough. Mental error by Robert Parrish.
Everything worked beautifully, but Robert wanted to get it into Bird's hands a little bit too quick.
Malone steps back for 3 and makes it.
Uh-oh.
He's got 39. And the Celtics aren't out of the woods yet. Bird bounces off a few folks. Finds Reggie. He's open. Rebound to Stockton, the littlest guy. Stockton finds Malone. He wants it. Not this time. Parrish is there. That was a big miss.
It would be very helpful right now to score 2 after about 18 seconds.
Bird, a runner. Malone saves it. Gets it ahead to Edwards. He takes it in. Missed it. Bailey, the follow goes. 18. 111-109. Jazz will get the ball one more time. And the Celtics take a timeout. 31 seconds to go in the game, 15 on the shot clock.
Well, Mike, right at this point, you got to look at the best matchup. Bird just took a key shot, and it was off balance. Normally, a couple of years ago, he'd make that shot. Best matchup right now is McHale being defended by Karl Malone. Now, let's see if Jimmy comes out and says that's the matchup to go to, or does he go back to his great go-to guy, Larry Bird?
Let's take a look at what's coming up following the game tonight. 10 o'clock Sports Nightly will update you on everything going on in the sports world. At 10:30, one of Tom's favorite shows, New England Rod and Reel.
Oh, yes.
And then at 11, racing from Suffolk Downs. And 11:30, catch tape delayed action as the Hartford Whalers battle the Boston Bruins earlier tonight.
Here was just a sensational play from behind, and then to make that steal before he hit the deck, and then up quickly to Bird. Behind the three-point line, he measures it. Wow.
I tell you, the best sequence of the season.
Yep. Super defensive play.
And a 3 on the other end.
Yep.
Bird has 38. Malone has 39. Celtics will have 15 seconds on the shot clock. 31 seconds to go in the game.
It just agonized for Larry Bird. You know, he's such a competitor. He feels compelled to take the key shots. And in years past, you'd want nobody else but Larry Bird to take the key shots.
Kevin McHale will inbound. Celtics lined up top of the key.
Back up to the edge of the green.
This is not an easy inbound play either.
Comes to Parrish. Back to DJ. 10 on the shot clock. Dennis backing. Finds Bird. Quick shot. Got it!
Well, they went to their go-to guy.
Stockton needs something in a hurry. Into Bailey. Jump hook. No. Loose. Lewis the rebound. And the Celtics called a timeout.
What a smart play by Dennis Johnson as he saw Reggie Lewis in a quandary on who to pass to. Immediately signaled a 20-second timeout as Reggie was about to flip it up and perhaps put it in the hands of one of the Jazz players. What a smart play by Dennis Johnson.
8 seconds, 7.9 to be exact to go. Boston by 4 and the ball. And Larry Bird with his 40th point of the night coming up with the big shot.
A Bird has to contain Stockton. Stockton lifts him a little bit as he threatened the three-point play. Now you watch what happens here as Reggie makes a valiant effort for the ball, comes down with it, and who's he going to throw it to? DJ is to the left, and look at Reggie. Who do I throw it to? Who do I throw it to? And Dennis recognized that quizzical look on Reggie's face and immediately signaled a 20-second. Wow.
Celtics had to take a full timeout, but
let's see if we can see DJ from this side on the right of your screen. Immediately watch him. Time. Oh, boy. I mean, that's experience.
Only a wily veteran.
Only one of those wily coyotes will do something like that.
So the Celtics 8 seconds away from upping their record to 14 and 10. And it would indeed be an impressive win here tonight, given everything that has come down today.
And to reiterate what came down today, Mike, which really kind of might have stabbed at the heart of this team, and I mean heart, was a story that really could have totally demoralized this ball club, the coaching staff, and they have responded what appeared to me with greater intensity, and sometimes that happens, and I'm sure Jimmy Rogers is very happy that this type of effort was produced tonight. And win, lose, or draw, and certainly more fun to win.
This is a team, the Utah Jazz, that have won 7 of their last 10. We're 500 on the road, which is terrific in the NBA. Bird is open. Gets it back to Dennis. Back to Larry. Over to Kevin. They're going to be able to run the clock down. The Celtics with a 4-point victory, 113-109. Number 33 got 40 tonight. Boston Garden 113-109. The Celtics win it by 4, and Larry Bird responding to all the controversy of the day almost in a storybook fashion.
He sure did, and I'd say this, that first half was just Larry Bird of old, and the second half he had some shooting woes, missed a key shot, and then made a key shot. So it ended in storybook fashion. Dennis Johnson just made a sensational defensive play that really set the pace of this game in people's mind for intensity. I mean, they never gave up on that play, and they rotated around beautifully. It really was a signal to me that this team took that story the way you should take it. Let's all get together and forget all that nonsense. We're not enemies, we're friends, and let's go out and win ball games.
One of the real keys tonight, Tom, and it's a small thing, but the Celtic bench. I mean, not only the contribution Boston got off the bench, but it was an active bench. It was a bench that was up cheering most of the game, and frankly, we haven't seen that this year.
Well, I think everybody from the bench made a contribution. Ed Pinckney, who was a starter, really is a bench player, but starts. I thought he made a great contribution. I thought Kelvin Upshaw, forget all the points and maybe he didn't get any assists, but I thought he did as good a defensive job on John Stockton as can be done. I think the Celtics utilized their matchup advantages just beautifully. Gamble came off the bench, played significant minutes, and made a solid contribution, and certainly Reggie Lewis did also. So The bench was integrated into this ball game. The pace of the game was played up-tempo, not full-out speed. I thought at times in this game, Jimmy only used the slowest unit for 2 or 3 minutes at a clip. And by the slowest unit, I mean 3 slow guys on the front line. He got enough speed in there at most of the times to play a tempo game and to have Dennis Johnson, who is not a hard push man, able to get some kind of fast break opportunities going for the Celtics.
Well, the day might not have started off too well for Larry Bird, but it certainly ended in fine fashion. He is our Anheuser-Busch player of the game. 40 points for number 33 tonight.
Well, again, and he played some pretty good defense tonight, but here's the key shot. He was looking down, perhaps giving it to Parrish, but then said, no, I'm going to take the shot myself. And after missing one, a key basket, and knowing it, a great player like him knows it, that's a lot of courage to end up taking that next shot and not second-guess yourself. Great play.
8 rebounds and 5 assists to go with those 40. And again, just a terrific effort for Larry Bird and a great effort off the bench here tonight. We'll come back to the Garden one more time here in just a minute and take a look at the final numbers from this Celtic win. 113-109 here at the Garden, Tom. And when you and I were talking before the game, you said that sometimes teams have to get an us against them mentality and band against everybody on the outside. Maybe a win like this can help this team to that stage.
Well, I was kind of concerned on how they were going to react to the story. It's either going to get better, it's going to get worse, or it's going to stay the same. Staying the same wasn't necessarily bad, but it certainly appeared that it was better, not worse. And now, with a win like this, where they unified, and it really was a unity game, in my opinion, this really sets the tone for any type of stories like that to be trashed and really not believed. And I think it's especially important because after Friday night, they're going out on the road, and that's not an easy place for anybody to win. And the Celtics have been having troubles on the road.
That's the last thing they need people talking to them about on the road, too. A quick look at the numbers from tonight. Boston shooting 53% for the game. Utah won the battle of the boards. The Celtics took great care of the basketball tonight, though. Just 8 turnovers, and I think they had 6 in the first quarter, so that's only 2 for the remainder of the game. Malone, the big night, with 39. Edwards, a season-high 19, and then Bailey with 18. Stockton with 15. I think he had about 15 assists, too. And for the Celtics, Larry Bird with 40, Kevin McHale, Reggie Lewis, and Kevin Gamble all off the bench with 19, 14, and 12, respectively. Next game for the Celtics, we'll see if they can carry this over, will be Friday night. The Philadelphia 76ers, right on their tails in the Atlantic Division, will be in here with Rick Mahorn, Charles Barkley, and the rest of the crowd. Join us at 7 o'clock for the pregame show on Friday night. For Dick Leip and my partner Tom Heinsohn, I'm Mike Gorman saying stick around, because Sports Nightly, New England Rod and Reel, and on through the list. Coming up, Bruins and Whalers, tape delay at 11:30. Celtics win it by 4 here, 113-109. See you Friday, everybody. Boston Celtics basketball on Sports Channel has been brought to you by Budweiser. Beached with age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By the New England Peugeot dealers. Get to know Peugeot. Nothing else feels like it. By Store 24. Some things in life you just gotta have. By your New England Jeep and Eagle dealers, where you can always expect the best. By True Value Hardware, your store of first choice. And by Texaco, star of the American Road.